everyone, good afternoon. My name is Esat Pusti. You are watching my beautiful channel Love You Science. So in this lecture, what I'm going to cover, I'll discuss some concept of dual nature of radiation and matter from class 12, chapter number 12. Okay? So let me tell you what are the syllabus of that topic as per the NCERT point of view. We need to study these things. The first is electron emission. Electron emission क्या होता है? How many types of electron emission like field emission, thermionic emission, photoelectric emission, secondary emission. Then we'll talk about work function. Work function क्या होता है? What is the unit of work function? Then we'll study detail the energy packet क्या होता है? मतलब photon क्या होता है? Photon is electromagnetic radiation. So how the what is the speed of that photon, or what is the variation of frequency with respect to medium, and what is the energy of that photon E is equal to mc square or h mu or hc by lambda. So all these things we'll cover in detail. Let me say what are the rest part. Photoelectric effect भी है. Photoelectric effect में क्या पढ़ना है? तो Einstein photoelectric effect or Einstein photoelectric equations. There we'll study in detail what is photocurrent and what is stopping potential and what is the variation of photocurrent with respect to different parameter like frequency, intensity, like your voltage, applied voltage. And then we need to study some graph. So from this portion you will be getting numerical. ये जो formula मैंने बोलूँगा Einstein photoelectric equation का जो formula है, from that formula you may get numerical from this section. And from this section you may get graph, which is experimental study of photoelectric effect. Like what is the variation of current with respect to intensity, what is the variation of current with respect to anode potential at different condition with different frequency and different intensity. Then we will discuss what is the variation of stopping potential with respect to frequency of incident radiation. And then finally de Broglie wavelength with some numerical. Here I will not cover entire part, it will take more time. So I'll just cover this three part, basic part, because basic is very important. You need to understand this much, then only you can easily get into that. So first we'll discuss electron emission, work function and photon. ठीक है? So electron emission क्या है? Electron emission is a process through which electrons gets escape out from its metal surface. मतलब ये एक metal है, this is a metal and these are the electrons. So it's a process through which electron gets escape out from the metal surface. So that is called electron emission. मतलब it is a process or it is a phenomenon through which electron gets escape out from the metal surface, right? So electron emission are 4 types. कितना है? 4 types. क्या क्या है? First is thermionic emission, second is field emission, and third is photoelectric emission, and fourth is secondary emission. So we'll discuss one by one. The first one is thermoionic emission. Thermoionic emission. Therm means what? Temperature. मतलब we are providing or we are increasing temperature. So due to the effect of temperature, the electron gets escape out. मतलब due to the effect, therm means temperature. Due to the effect of temperature, electron gets escape out from the metal surface. That is called thermoionic emission. मतलब here when we increase the temperature, electron gets kinetic energy and then it may escape out from the metal surface. That is called thermoionic emission. Second is field emission. क्या है? Field emission. Field मतलब electric field. So here, if we provide a strong electric field in terms of 10 to the power 3 volt per meter to 10 to the power 8 volt per meter, if we provide a strong electric field, then electron gets escape out. So that is called field emission. Okay, and third one is photoelectric emission. Photoelectric emission. So photo means what? Photo means light. The photo means light, or you can say photon, or you can say it's a electromagnetic radiation. It's a radiation. So due to the effect of that radiation, if electron gets escape out, that is called photoelectric emission. मतलब let this is a metal surface and these are the electrons. When light falls on the metal surface, when light having suitable frequency falls on a metal surface, then electron gets electron can escape out. So that is called photoelectric emission. matlab the emission takes place due to the effect of light, or the electron emission takes place due to the impact of light or photon or radiation, electromagnetic radiation. And fourth is आपका secondary radiation, sorry, secondary emission. Secondary emission क्या है? Like electron gets escape out by getting energy from the neighboring electrons. मतलब यहाँ पे एक इलेक्ट्रॉन, बहुत सारे इलेक्ट्रॉन है, ठीक है, we are providing energy to one electrons, then that this electron gets energy from this electron and then it escape out. That is called secondary emission. मतलब directly we are not giving energy to the electron to be escape out. So that is all about the basic classification of electron emission. Again I repeat, there are four type of emission: thermionic emission, field emission, photoelectric emission and secondary emission. Okay, clear? So next we'll discuss work function. Work function क्या होता है? वर्क फंक्शन, देखो वर्क फंक्शन का सिंबल फाई नॉट और यू कैन से डब्ल्यू नॉट. दिस इज वर्क फंक्शन. वर्क फंक्शन क्या है? एक मिनिमम अमाउंट ऑफ एनर्जी which is required to escape out the electron from the metal surface. Minimum amount of energy, the minimum amount of energy required to escape out the electron from metal surface. A work function that varies metal to metal. मतलब the minimum amount, let this say metal and these are the electrons. So एक minimum energy is required from the external sources to escape out this electron. This is called work function. So work function का unit क्या है? See, as I have told, it's energy is required. Energy का unit क्या है? जूल होता है. But actually इसका unit is electron volt. वर्क फंक्शन का यूनिट दो यूनिट हो सकता है, one is joule or electron volt. So since you are providing energy to the electrons, so the best you can prefer this unit, electron volt. So 1 electron volt is equal to 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 joule. ये हमेशा याद रखना है. 1 electron volt is equivalent to 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 joule. ये वर्क फंक्शन का और एक फॉर्मूला है. वर्क फंक्शन इज इक्वल टू h इंटू म्यू नॉट. म्यू नॉट क्या है? इसमें सी व्हेन लाइट फॉल्स ऑन ए मेटल सरफेस देन इलेक्ट्रॉन गेट्स एस्केप आउट. So the minimum energy which is required to escape out the electron, that is called work function. So if this energy we are giving in terms of photon or light, it has some threshold frequency. मतलब ये क्या होगा? म्यू नॉट इज द मिनिमम फ्रीक्वेंसी. इट इज क्या है? मिनिमम फ्रीक्वेंसी. मतलब टेक्निकली वी कैन से इट इज थ्रेशोल्ड फ्रीक्वेंसी. क्या है? थ्रेशोल्ड फ्रीक्वेंसी. एंड h इज प्लैंक्स कांस्टेंट. ओके, एंड वर्क फंक्शन डिपेंड्स ऑन नेचर ऑफ मटेरियल. सबका अलग अलग वर्क फंक्शन होता है. जैसे कि मैंने बोला सीजियम, दिस वर्क फंक्शन इज 2.14 इलेक्ट्रॉन वोल्ट एंड सबसे लोएस्ट है, एंड हाईएस्ट इज प्लैटिनम दैट इज 5.6 इलेक्ट्रॉन वोल्ट. मतलब वर्क फंक्शन ऑफ सीजियम, यू रिमेंबर दिस टू. और भी बहुत सारा मेटल है बट मोस्टली यू रिमेंबर दिस टू. वन इज सीजियम that is 2.14 electron volt, other is platinum that is 5.6 electron volt, that is maximum. मतलब for the cesium atom if we provide this much of energy then electron gets escape out, but for platinum if we provide this much of energy then electron gets escape out. So overall what you conclude, work function depends on the threshold frequency as well as work function depends on nature of material. सबका अलग अलग होता है, ठीक है. So that is all about your different electron emission and work function. Now coming to photon. Photon क्या होता है? तो उससे पहले एक चीज याद रखो, light. Light is electromagnetic radiation. So light has two nature. इसलिए तो बोलते हैं dual nature. Light has two nature. One is wave nature. Second is particle nature. Again I repeat, light has two nature, wave nature and particle nature. Wave nature can be explained by this phenomenon like interference, diffraction discoloration. So these are the phenomenon of light which can be explained the wave nature of light, and particle nature can be explained by Einstein photoelectric effect. Photoelectric effect मतलब particle nature can be explained by photoelectric effect and wave nature can be explained by interference, diffraction and polarization. So coming to the photon, photon क्या होता है? It's a energy packet, bunch of energy packet. क्या है? Bunch of energy packet of light, and it's a electromagnetic wave. So but the nature of that electromagnetic wave is not continuous. It is not continuous. It is in the form of discrete. Discrete मतलब it's like a packet kind of thing. That is called discrete. So ये जो इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक वेव का जो नेचर है, इट इज नॉट कंटिन्यूअस. बार बार ये चीज बोल रहा हूँ, इट इज नॉट कंटिन्यूअस, इट इज डिस्क्रीट इन नेचर. डिस्क्रीट मतलब सेपरेशन काइंड ऑफ थिंग. So that's why we can define photon. क्या है? फोटोन का कुछ कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स है, मैंने मेंशन किया इधर. फोटोन इज ए bunch of energy packet, and that energy carried out by the photon is h mu, and here mu is the frequency of incidence radiation. mu क्या है? Frequency of incident radiation, and h क्या है? Planck's constant. क्या है? Planck's constant. मतलब each photon having energy of h mu, right? Each photon of energy that is h mu, or you can say hc by lambda. You know frequency is c by lambda. c क्या है? Speed of light, and lambda क्या है? Wavelength of light. Wavelength मतलब ये फॉर्मूला बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. एनर्जी ऑफ ए फोटोन is h mu or hc by lambda. Mu is the frequency of incident radiation and lambda is the wavelength, h is the Planck's constant. Or as per the Einstein mass energy equivalence, you can write E is equal to mc square. If a light particle is moving with the speed of light, then it carries some energy. As per Einstein mass energy equivalence, you can say E is equal to mc square. And there are some properties you should remember. The first property, it is a bunch of energy packet. Its energy is mc square, which is h nu or hc by lambda. M is the mass of that particle. Next is the speed of photon or speed of light is 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. And one more thing you remember, the frequency of that incidence radiation does not depends on the medium, and this frequency will be constant. Frequency of does not depends on medium. Like if we will go from one medium to other medium, the frequency will never change. And next is momentum carried out by the photon is mc. As you know, momentum क्या होता है? Mass into velocity. But here velocity is c, क्योंकि speed तो c है, constant है. So momentum is mc. Or you can write down h by lambda. So आगे मैं पढ़ाऊंगा de Broglie wavelength. Momentum of that photon is h by lambda. And most important characteristics of photon is it is electrically neutral. मतलब it cannot be deflected by magnetic field and electric field. It cannot be deflected by magnetic field and electric field, as it is a neutral particle. ये point बहुत important है, याद रखना. Electrically photon is neutral. And one more thing you must know, that energy and momentum of photon is conserved during the collision. Like if one photon collides with a particle, in that case you can say it will conserve the momentum and energy. मतलब during that collision the momentum and energy should be conserved. ठीक है? Clear? So that is the characteristics of photon. Next कुछ question देखते हैं. What is the frequency of photon whose energy is 66.3 electron volt? देखो photon का energy का formula मैंने क्या बोला था? E is equal to h mu. Question is you have to find out frequency. मतलब your energy is given 66.3 electron volt. So first of all we'll convert from electron volt to joule. सो एज आई हैव टोल्ड 1 इलेक्ट्रॉन वोल्ट कितना बोला था 1.9 इंटू 10 टू द पावर माइनस 19 जूल। सो ये कितना हो जाएगा 63.3 इंटू 1.6 इंटू 10 टू द पावर माइनस 19 जूल। ये मतलब आपका एनर्जी विच इज गिवन इन द क्वेश्चन एंड यू हैव टू फाइंड आउट व्हाट फ्रीक्वेंसी। यू हैव टू फाइंड आउट फ्रीक्वेंसी। यू नो E is equal to h mu, तो mu क्या है E by h। Just put the value and get the answer 66.3 into 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 upon h क्या है 6.6 into 10 to the power minus 30। बस you solve it and get the answer। जो भी आंसर मिलेगा you do it। Okay, next question। if a light of wavelength 4950 angstrom is viewed as a flow of continuous photon, what is the energy of each photon? मतलब here it's very simple, lambda is given, wavelength is given 4950 angstrom, so 1 angstrom means 10 to the power minus 10 meter, so it will be 4950 into 10 to the power minus 10 meter। पहले तो SI में कन्वर्ट कर दो, SI सिस्टम, तो लैम्बडा हो गया। क्या चाहिए व्हाट इज द एनर्जी ऑफ ईच फोटोन, मतलब एनर्जी चाहिए। जैसे मैंने बोला था एनर्जी का फॉर्मूला क्या है एच म्यू और क्या है एच सी बाई लैम्बडा। ठीक है, तो एच कितना है 6.6 इंटू 10 टू द पावर माइनस 19, सॉरी 6.6 इंटू 10 टू द माइनस 34, सॉरी 34 इंटू सी कितना है 3 इंटू 10 टू द पावर 8 एंड लैम्बडा इज गिवन हियर 4950 इंटू 10 टू द पावर माइनस 10। बस यू कैलकुलेट, जो भी आंसर मिलेगा जूल में होगा। अगर क्वेश्चन में मेंशन होगा कि फाइंड आउट द एनर्जी इन इलेक्ट्रॉन वोल्ट, देन जूल से आप लोग को कन्वर्ट करना पड़ेगा टू इलेक्ट्रॉन वोल्ट जस्ट बाय डिवाइडिंग 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19। ओके, इट इज क्लियर। नेक्स्ट इज, ये एक इंटरेस्टिंग क्वेश्चन है, एनसीईआरटी क्वेश्चन है, एनसीईआरटी क्वेश्चन। मोनोक्रोमैटिक लाइट of frequency this much 6 into 10 to the power 14 hertz, मतलब frequency is given 6 into 10 to the power 14 hertz is produced by the laser of power emitted। जो power emit हो रहा है from the source, that power is given 2 into 10 to the power minus 3 watt and we'll find out the energy। first bit तो we'll find out energy of each photon, energy of each photon not total energy, and the number of photon emitted per second from the source। मतलब number of n is the number of photon per second which is emitted from the source। okay, तो पहले तो फर्स्ट बिट देखते हैं। फर्स्ट बिट तो एनर्जी का फॉर्मूला इट्स वेरी सिंपल, एनर्जी क्या है h म्यू, जस्ट h का वैल्यू डाल दो 6.6 into 10 to the power minus 34 and म्यू इज 6 into 10 to the power 14 hertz। ठीक है, जो भी आंसर आपको मिल जाएगा, ये तो एनर्जी मिल गया इन टर्म्स ऑफ व्हाट जूल। ठीक है, एंड सेकंड बिट क्या है, यू हैव टू फाइंड आउट नंबर ऑफ फोटोन पर सेकंड व्हिच विल बी इमिटेड फ्रॉम द सोर्स। नंबर ऑफ फोटोन इमिटेड पर सेकंड व्हिच विल बी इमिटेड फ्रॉम द सोर्स, मतलब पी पावर क्या होता है एनर्जी बाय टाइम होता है। कैसे याद करना है देखो, पावर इज एनर्जी बाय टाइम। ठीक है, so energy of each photon is E, so let there are n number of photon, so मतलब I can write down n into E। n क्या होता है n में क्या है number of photon per second, मतलब already it is there, understood। energy of each photon is h mu, अगर x number of photon होगा x into h mu होगा, but here I have taken n is the number of photon per second, मतलब already I have mentioned in with respect to time। okay, so मतलब here power is n into E। n क्या है number of photon emitted per second which is ne, मतलब power is ne and you just find out n कैसे मिलेगा देखो, n क्या होगा p अपन n, p अपन e, p कितना है what is p, power is given 2 into 10 to the power minus 3, energy is 6.6 into 10 to the power minus 34 into 6 into 10 to the power 14। बस you divide it and get the answer। ये आप लोग को करना पड़ेगा, you just do it। so I'm not here to calculate all this thing unnecessary, it will take time and time भी waste होगा। सो n इक्वल टू p, इसको कैसे याद रखोगे, देखो दिस इज व्हाट, ये क्या है पेन, जस्ट रिमेंबर पेन, PEN, understood. So you start from left side, first letter is equal to multiplication of second two letter, like P is equal to EN, done, हो गया, clear? Okay, so with this I'm ending this lecture. Hope you guys understood what I've explained. Thank you so much for watching my video. Thank you.